This is not Incident 11. The date is Friday, 24th February 2023. uh, Today's fine until period 1, where we go into LI or whatever. And there's new chairs. Like, actually, ones are actually spinny, but they're very small. Although, most likely, I'm just too fat. Um, and I only got to sit down for like 5 seconds because they're like, oh, by the way, uh, you are actually in study. Like, fuck off. But then it was actually a good thing because I had some homework to do and I probably wouldn't have got it done if I didn't have that bit of time. Fuck it, I'll just do the reviews now. I've read, and because of this, I'm actually going to update the rules for reviews, and it's something that I've already been doing. I just never really had a thing for it, a name, I guess. The following two reviews are unofficial. Unofficial reviews are not put in the title, and really that's the only difference between unofficial and official reviews. So, I I read Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that's why it's unofficial because I already read Crisis on Infinite Earths. But what I didn't read was all the crossovers because there's most of them I don't like, probably because I just don't know the characters. They're like some people from Earth 2 that I've never heard of and probably will never, ever be adapted in any medium whatsoever. Like someone called Amethyst, who is a 13-year-old girl, but when she goes into a place called Gem World or something, she becomes this hero. I don't know. Some of the crossovers were really good. Like there was a six-parter in Batman and Detective Comics that was really good. And while it wasn't good at the start, the a couple of the Superman ones end up good. But most of it, Infinity Inc. and what was the other one? All Star Squadron, I think. They were a struggle to get through. So I just read the crossovers. I didn't actually reread Crisis. It's just the Crisis tie-ins. Uh, I also unofficially read The Handmaid's Tale. This is an unofficial review because I did not understand a single fucking thing in the 320 pages of that book. At the start, right, so I started reading it, in air quotes, I think, on the Halloween break. Because Miss was saying, over the break, I want you to start the book, but don't just read like a page or a chapter. It's like, okay, I'll read it. I was gonna, right, on the day that I started reading it, my brother was going to something at his school, and I went and did something in arts. I thought, right, while we're up, I'll just read in the car and stuff like that. And I read like 20 pages, 22 pages, we'll say. I was like, right, I just really want to read Blade Runner because it's such a good book. Fuck it, I'll do that. Then I didn't read it again until not long later, where I read another 5 pages, and it's like, and the only thing I had to say about it at the time was it's just description so far, and I would call that shit, but that's exactly what the girl with the dragon tattoo did. It excuse me in the first like 200 pages, and I love that book. So hopefully this is the same. And I didn't pick it back up again until January sometime. And at the start, it was just events. It was just like I went to the supermarket. Then I went to bed, and I put some butter in my shoe, and I took the butter out later and rubbed it on my face because we don't have skin cream anymore. They banned that. Like other than all that, the only thing that really sticks is the fact that she wanted to sexually kill her boyfriend or something. It's the language is too fucking complicated. Fuck The Handmaid's Tale. I expected when I was going into it, I expected I'm going to hate this book because it's feminist. No, I hate this book because I can't understand what is going on in the book, and that's not me being like closed minded or anything. That's just fucking Margaret Atwood using complicated language needlessly. Look at me, I'm so smart. Whatever. Although, officially, I read Pillar of Fire by Ray Bradbury. This has got to be the first Pleasure the Burn review of the year, and we're fucking 2 months in. That's how long it has been since I've read Pleasure the Burn, and I get that part of that is because Pillar of Fire is way bigger than anything else in this collection, and I was also busy with The Handmaid's Tale and all the comics. It's just I don't like the fact that it took me so long. Pillar of Fire is what caused me to end up reading Pleasure to Burn in such a fucked up order because, like, Reincarnate, 20 pages, the Library, 4 pages, everything else between 10 and 20 pages, roughly. Then we got Pillar of Fire, which is 50 pages. But yeah, it's good. The fuck? I hear someone on a PS4. Is that my fucking neighbor? I really hope this doesn't pick up in the video because that is really loud. I was thinking like it's something fucked with my PlayStation, but one, I have my headset connected, so it's if anything it'll be through the headset. 2, I have the hub music turned off. 3, I don't have a PS4, I have a PS5. 4, even if it were playing through the TV and everything else, I have my TV turned off. Anyway, Pillar of Fire, great book. I have, I think, 5 more stories in Pleasure the Burn, but those 5 stories do take up like half the book. Yeah. Right, I think we'll get to not Incident 11 now. This was at the end of period 3. I was reading Handmaid's Tale, and ever since the teacher told me to read 1/2 chapters a day, I've been writing it down in a sort of checklist, which is why I knew that when I eventually got my book back after I lost it, that I was still technically on time, even though I am late by like 3 weeks, I think. Who gives a fuck? So our checklist is Google Doc. I just said, Wednesday, chapters 45, 46. Thursday, the historical notes, because there's like a bit at the end called historical notes, which that's not actual historical notes. It's hard to explain. It is part of the story. It's not just like something to put at the end. Handmaid's Tale is not based on a true story. Right, I've only got. Sorry, alright. While I was reading and I had that doc up, the study teacher went on to the classroom setting and was looking at my iPad. Like, fuck you, bitch. Look, I'm doing nothing. Piss off. But she spent like 2 minutes looking at my iPad at a document that literally, like, I think the only words on it, I think I might be speaking like word for word here. This is English work, which I always write down in the docs because basically everything I do in all my subjects, if I didn't give context that this is actually work, it would seem like I was doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. Especially with like all the degenerate music videos and stuff like that in media. This is English work. Then double paragraph. Thursday hyphen historical notes. That's it. That's all it says because I was on historical notes at the time. I'd only had like 10 pages left. So I did it for 2 minutes for some reason. And then after that 2 minutes, she didn't go off. She just walked away from her iPad and went on the computer. While it still has like, so the way Classroom works is that there'll be if you connect the teacher's iPad, there'll be an icon at the top right that looks like a whiteboard and a person next to the whiteboard. But when the teacher is specifically looking at your iPad, a blue like TV icon will appear. And that TV icon appeared for like 2 minutes. So I was waiting on the blue icon disappearing. Shit on the computer didn't disappear. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get off my iPad, you stupid bitch. And I looked over the guy beside me. She's looking at his iPad at the same time. We have blue icons at the same time. So I'm thinking, what the, how is this possible? And why slash how is she able to look at us through the computer or something? Because please, Jesus Christ, she doesn't able to do that, because the way that I do things is that if she's at her computer, I read. If she's at her iPad, I don't read, because I think that's how it works. I don't think she has the ability to look at her iPads through the computer, because it's not a Mac, it's a Windows. Like the Classroom stuff, despite the fact that Apple have a weird fascination with privacy, they made the Classroom set and they didn't like jailbreak the iPads and install it in. It's something that Apple actually made themselves. So, start of period 4, I go to the mentor. I was like, "You okay, Dylan? I need to know everything you know about Apple Classroom." I was like, what is that?" And she generally didn't know how to explain it to her, and she's like, "Teachers shouldn't have a right to look at your iPad like that." It's like, fucking beast, let's go. You tell that bitch. And I explained more to her, I need to read, and she's gonna log my iPad. She's like, "Wait, do you want me the email the female head of year to say that you should be able to read and all that?" "Yes, please." And when I said, it's like, okay, I am definitely opening a can of worms that's been boiling since, we'll say, September 2021, October 2021, because that's when they put Google Play Books onto the iPads again. And like an idiot, because I was thinking, we've got plenty of space, and it's a book, it shouldn't take up much space. So I downloaded every single book I had at the time. I don't know how much that was at the time, but currently it's 22. So I've got like, I haven't actually read them out because I don't want to spoil what reviews are coming up, but it's a lot of New 52. Infinite Crisis, which is not the same as Crisis on Infinite Earths. Final Crisis. Batman Rebirth. Like one Marvel comic. Blackest Night. And a couple of books. There's also some others in there that I forgot about. So that's what I've been doing. Right, I will say this because I've already said it. I had to read Miles Morales in order to read the Spider-Gwen Miles Morales crossover. To read that, I had to read Civil War 2 to read that. I had to read Civil War 1 to read that. I had to read Disassemble, House of M, and Decimation. And then for Civil War 2, I also had to read Standoff. And that's done. And after the Spider-Gwen Spider-Man crossover, there's like another 3 or 4 volumes of Spider-Gwen. I have 1 volume of Spider-Gwen left because I've read the next 2 or 3 after that crossover. Um, then we also talked about space problems I because I done the entire film or almost the entire film. The space went way up to 30 point something. We'll say 30.4. No, that's not right. We'll just say 30 something. Put it up there because I had like 50 videos, and that's not an exaggeration. It's actually higher than 50. So I was talking to this about it's like, oh, can you put in your Apple Cloud? And I was like, oh, actually, I'm not gonna put it in my Apple Cloud because I don't remember my Apple Cloud password because you don't really need it. So I'll put everything into a Google Drive and delete off the iPad. So I did that. It was 90 total objects, so however many photos, however many videos. Total 90. That should be a lot of space. And my space went from sorry, I deleted them and I stayed in the recently deleted file, and I think as far as I know, the recently deleted folder, they're still technically downloaded. They're still taking space. But somehow my space went from 30 point something to 29.4. Then I put them on the Google Drive and deleted them from the recently deleted, so they're gone properly. And it only went down to 28.7. So that's 0.7 gigs off. But then later it went back up to 29.3. So really, it only took off 0.1 gigs. It should have gone down to at least 29.2 now, considering since then I did read one volume of Spider-Gwen. But I am ranting like fuck here. We also talk about Formal. She didn't understand what Formal King and all that was, and she was also offended by the biggest pedo award. I know I didn't mention that on the video for that and all, but and I've just realized I don't think I made a video for yesterday. I'm just gonna do today, then if I remember I'll do yesterday. So after that we had careers, which was just regular careers. And at the end the teacher sort of she didn't say anything to me, but she did sort of get in my way. I couldn't get out, and I didn't want to say excuse me, miss, or anything like that, but she did talk to me when everyone left. And I was like, so you don't know what you want to do when you leave? No, I don't. But you know you want to do work? Yes. So you're not just sitting for further education? Fuck no. Right, okay then. Uh, I would recommend you attend this thing, period free on Monday. I said, well, I thought you said this morning that I couldn't attend because I do English. It's like, well, ask your English teacher. So I had her RTFN anyway because we have her for lunch. And I asked her, she's like, yeah, it's sort of like you have class with me 1 and 2, then you go there period free. Okay. I didn't mention this yesterday, but it's like, Dylan, so can you get lunch? No. Can you bring a packed lunch? No. Can you get a classroom assistant to bring you lunch? No, she doesn't work Fridays. I can't fit pack lunch in my bag because no room. I can't get lunch because no time. And today, Jasper got lunch. I said no, she didn't believe me, but I was able to convince her that I was being genuine when I said no. Or sorry, when I said yes, but I didn't actually get lunch. I was starving, but eventually I just completely forgot about it, and the hunger went away. Then for media, we were supposed to stay and study, and we were given a booklet by the study teacher, but he never actually uploaded anything. So usually he'll do that. He'll say like, do these questions, and the booklet doesn't look that big, but it doesn't look. It looks like it's too big for us to knock out in 70 minutes. So I'm going to do a couple questions on Monday because if he would have uploaded anything, he would have uploaded it today. So let me just check to make sure that I definitely have not done yesterday's video. To save time, instead of scrolling till I finally find a meme that isn't a photo, that isn't a video, I'm just going to put this photo of Tom Ellis up there. Sorry, Tom. This is go on Thursday, the 23rd of February, 2023. Moving image went decent, I guess, because I started to edit the film, but then eventually I realized that it looks very awkward because one of the actors sort of like at the start of every single take will put his hands on his face. When you look back at it, it looks like he's just putting his hands up and down and up and down, and it's just what. And I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the entire thing from what I have and just see how awkward it is so that when it comes to reshoots, I think if I do this, I'll know more about what I need to reshoot. Anyway. At lunch, we just argued about me being fired last year, even though I already have a video about it from right after I got fired, where I explained everything. So, like, Dylan, you're conflicting yourself because you said that you whatever. Like, you're just making stuff up, or you were genuinely fired for real reasons. Like, just look at that fucking video, you pussy. It's not the video's 50 minutes long, but the segment, and I will scroll through the video myself and give you the timestamp for the actual segment because it was the Skins breakdown video that was when I did it. Also, I'm not done with breakdowns. There's at least one more that I want to make. It's just I need to do a lot of stuff before I do it, and I was going to break it up into 2 parts, but I think I might just wait until it's all over, then just do it as 1 part. In English, instead of having the media teacher for King Lear, we had the female head of year for the road, and she just got it. She gave us all a section, different sections of the book to read, and just write about what happens, what's significant about it, and all that. And she gave me 15 pages, and I wrote a very long recap of it. And most of the recap was basically just, he found some apples, he found some water, he drank some apples, he drank some water. He finds a spoon, he finds a candle, but he doesn't do anything with that spoon or candle. It sounds like I'm doing a Dr. Seuss thing to me. I'm sorry about that, it wasn't intentional. It was just, what the fuck do we actually, like, what would you write about that? Right, okay. There was a bit where it's like, the apple was extremely rotted, but he ate it anyway, core and all. Which, okay, fine. Like, that just shows how desperate he is, how starving he is, how bad everything has got. And there's also a bit where they enter a town or something, and there's a billboard in the town, and it just says, like, get out or anything like that, stay away. But they enter anyway, so I wrote that maybe they are just so desperate for survival, or it's because it's just been so long since the apocalypse started that the people that put that up there have died. Yeah, that'll be it. Sorry for ranting a lot.